the headlines. Ministry says Great Ethiopia Renaissance Dam meeting realized national interest of the country. Democratic Congo, Ebola outbreak spreads to Bandaka city. Hello to you all. This is Oromia Broadcasting Network News. I'm Thomas Kamulato. Now it's in detail. The Minister of Foreign Affairs said the meeting on Great Ethiopia Renaissance Dam has been concluded in ways it realized national interest of the country. Here is Olma Bayane for Inas report.
Ethiopian, Sudanese and Egyptian ministers of foreign affairs, water resource and other stakeholders have concluded meeting on Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam that was lasted for more than 1 year. According to spokesman of Ministry of Foreign Affairs, the negotiation was reached upon an agreement, a way it realized national interest of Ethiopia. It has also said Egypt has changed its previous stand of seeking third party to negotiate about water resource of Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam and agreed to establish committee from the 3 countries to conduct scientific survey on the way to use water. Ethiopian Minister of Foreign Affairs Dr. Wokena Gabayo said the case of Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam has got its conclusion.
We have reached a consensus on all issues and agreed to move the process forward. We have also agreed to establish an independent national scientific team to enhance mutual understanding and cooperation among our 3 countries and to develop various scenarios related to the filling and operation.
He also expressed his happiness that the negotiation has successfully concluded, adding people-to-people diplomacy has to be strengthened. Egyptian Ministry of Foreign Affairs Sameh Shukri also said the negotiation has been done in a fair and clear way. He also appreciates the role of Ethiopia in the negotiation.
We have consulted and deliberated quite extensively, as you have seen, on all of the issues which has led us to an understanding on the way forward. We have definitely now put in place, at the request of our leaders, a regular 6-month meeting between them to enhance the cooperation and areas of understanding. We have also decided to move forward on the modalities and the establishment of the joint fund that can serve for the developmental purposes of our 3 countries.
Sudanese Ministry of Water, Mutaz Musa, for his part, said reaching upon an agreement without interference of third party shows the effort to solve their problems by themselves.
The most important lesson that has been drawn today is the capacity of the 3 of us to strive and get always into the future depending solely on ourselves. That has to be disseminated across the globe, that these 3 nations are able enough, determined enough, got the sufficient capacity to agree on matters that is facing us, to reconcile our interests, settle our concerns, and move forward on a win-win basis.
Ethiopia has become a benchmark to many African countries in its success in various areas, mainly the economic growth and nation building. The countries are sharing best experience of Ethiopia's policies and strategies. Here is Fikadu Brown for the detail.
Several African countries have sent their delegation to Ethiopia recently to learn from the policies and the strategies which helped to achieve fast and sustainable growth over the decade. National Planning Commissioner Inagar Dase said implementing appropriate policies, strategies, programs and projects are among the basic factors for the success. Most of the countries that come to learn from our economic experience inquire to know how we successfully maintain fast and sustainable economic growth with active participation of the public in an organized way. Inagar notes that the policies are broad-based and inclusive that aimed at bringing change in the livelihood of citizens. Since policies and strategies could not bring success alone, the Commissioner said the commitment of the leadership from top to bottom have played vital role. There are many countries that are keen to learn from economic policies, especially our GTP, Madagascar and Nigeria. And very much differently, Sierra Leone's current president had come to prepare his election manifesto. He said that many countries across Africa and the globe, as well as international organizations, have recognized the registered fast and sustainable economic growth, and the countries are coming to learn about it. This is a great achievement for the country once known for drought, famine and civil war. Coming out of severe poverty that at one time had put our people at risk, and be able to change our history with a new chapter of development and growth has disseminated the message that is possible to bring a change. Sierra Leone was among the countries that sent a delegation to learn from Ethiopia's best practice. The current president of Sierra Leone, Julius Maada Woni Bio Y Bison, was a contender to the presidency, was in Finfinne along his delegation 4 months ago to learn about Ethiopia's success. He came to learn from Ethiopia's fastest economic growth that sustainably went for the last 10 years and a nation-building effort to use it for his election manifesto. During his discussion with the National Planning Commissioner, the president said that he wanted to learn from the rich experience of Ethiopia. Inclusive and sustainable economic growth, poverty reduction and nation building were his priorities. One of his delegation members appreciated for the goodwill of the government of Ethiopia in exchanging its rich experience.
We want to reflect on all the key themes you're giving to us, and as His Excellency said, in the development of the manifesto and with the future government, we want to make sure that we will develop that bilateral partnership that will lead to the exchange of the Commission coming to Sierra.
Minister of Industry revealed that Ethiopia is considering agro-processing park as an alternative to enhance its revenue-generating capacity. Here is Lata Teresa.
Ethiopia exports agricultural products in bulk. However, the revenue it generated has been lower for years. Last year, it generated only $2 billion from foreign trade. The nation has considered development of integrated agro-processing parks to change this reality. It has already engaged in the development of 4 pilot parks. Former State Minister Mabratu Melese said, parallel to the development of the parks, recruiting companies that have the capacity to process agricultural goods and export value-added products is being underway.
Currently, we are both in the construction process and recruiting investors in several agro-industrial forums, and even we have registered many companies in the second agro-industrial investment forum that takes place on March this year.
He said more than 200 companies have registered to enter into the agro-processing park so far. The construction of the parks that are being built in Amhara, Tigray, Oromia, and southern nationals and people regional states is in well progress. He added the current development process involves installing infrastructures and facilities.
Industry,
this is not the same thing as constructing textile, garment, or shoe shades. It needs specification and standards. First, we have to register investors, we have to select them at their interest, and we have to identify the type of agro-processing sector they need to develop. So, in this process, we are identifying the investors in addition to the infrastructure construction. This will help to modernize and transform the agriculture sector by enabling it to penetrate into the international market. So, the development of the parks will have many advantages and also enables investors to acquire developed working area with one-stop service.
Economic lecturer at Unity University, Fasil Tadise, said the operationalization of the integrated agro-processing industrial parks will have immense benefit in the country's economy. He added developing agro-processing industrial parks would help to harness the potential and enhance revenue earnings.
Agro-processing parks have many benefits. It is cost-effective, meaning investors can get services such as electricity, water, and banking in one place. So it is very cost-effective to the investors and help them start the production immediately.
The parks would contribute to the desired structural change in the years ahead and transform the agriculture sector from small-scale and self-subsistence to large-scale and market-oriented one. According to Fasil, this will help to improve competitiveness in the global market and utilize the potential market locally.
The park's main advantage is to bring viable change in the country's economy by increasing the value of agricultural export items from Ethiopia, and it also has benefit for local consumers from the proceed items.
The government has planned to develop 17 integrated agro-processing industrial parks across the country by 2025. Construction of 4 parks is already in progress.
Scholars and investors have a discussion ways of benefiting the Oromo people and the Oromia regional state from investment endeavors of the country. Suricha Kabanicha has more from Anwar Jamal's report.
Economic scholars and investors say conducive investment environment is necessary in the expansion of investment. Different university scholars and investors discussed on the current economic status of Oromia region. On the discussion, they called on government to implement the proclamation on the investment as it is.
Agreement investment in Anno,
the government has to follow up the investment agreement signed with investors from its beginning to the end. All measurements like job opportunity, environmental protection agreement also should be controlled.
The scholars mentioned issues to be improved in the investment area.
Stability.
The country's investment policy and the different proclamations have to be clear and transparent. Especially tax law, labor law and the money-related issues have to be clear for the investors and for other individuals too.
The understanding of investment should be similar with all government institutions. How tax and revenue understood the investment and how investment commission perceives the subject should be similar, and they are expected to have a strong stand on this issue.
The scholars suggested that all concerned bodies have to work attentively to profit Oromo people and Oromia region from the investment.
And all investment activities took place in the region. The region's youth have to get priority to be employed by the proclamation.
Artist Saleh Sami appreciated the transformation that has been seen in Ethiopia. The artist has also underscored that all should contribute part for the sustainability of the already gained unity. Leta Teresa takes up the Nabwasrat's report.
Artist Saleh Sami, in an exclusive interview with OBN, appreciated the dramatic change being seen both in Oromia and at national level. She described the real situation in the country as hopeful.
We are
observing in the country is quite different from the previous one. It is really amazing, so I feel happy, she said. After the Ethiopian Prime Minister Dr. Abiy Ahmed came to power, there is drastic change. Thus, the move is encouraging, she stressed. I observed something encouraging within a month, which impressed me more, she said. Salia told Oben that she was impressed by the attention given to women by Oromia regional government. As a woman, we feel happy since the Oromia regional government announced that it is planned to encourage and appoint women at government high position. There is progress after women came to different positions, she said. Artist Salia reiterated that the official visit made by Prime Minister Dr. Abiy both locally and abroad was fruitful.
uummata sabaaf sablammoota baay'ee waliin jiraatudha.
We are living with different nations, nationalities, and people. His visit to strengthen the harmony among these people is something necessary. It is also a global trend. It is good. Beyond this, what the Premier has done to set free our citizens who were jailed abroad is really amazing, she said. Salia called on all people of the country to discharge their contribution in supporting the change being seen in the country. As a people, we should support the government and encourage leaders. It is also crucial to criticize them openly if it seems necessary. I think this is unquestionable, she said.
You're watching Open with me, Thomas Kamulat. Now news from abroad. The Ebola outbreak in Congo has spread from the countryside to a city, prompting fears that disease will increasingly difficult to control. Health Ministry Olilunga Kalenga confirmed the case in Badaka, a city of 1 million people, about 130 kilometers from the area where the first case were confirmed earlier this month. The city is a major transportation hub with routes to the capital, Kinshasa. 42 people have now been infected and 23 people were known to have died. Ebola is a serious infectious illness that causes internal bleeding and often prove fatal. It can spread rapidly through contact with small amounts of bodily fluid, and its flu-like symptoms are not always obvious. Senior World Health Organization WHO official Peter Salma said the outbreak shift to a major city meant there was a potential for an explosive increase in the case. BBC reported. That's it for now. Many thanks for joining us. Have a good day.